Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News Channel. This is the technical analysis for Turkey Day, Thanksgiving Day, November 25th, 2021, where the evil turkeys of death and destruction will slay the bears, feast on their flesh, and give us a bullish market for December. But anyways, let's actually go with the technical analysis, starting with the day. So the relative strength index and the stochastic, the commodity channel index are all pretty neutral. The commodity channel index is between 100 and negative 100. The stochastic is still above 20, although it's bordering on oversold. And the relative strength index is somewhere in the middle. The average directional index is 19.72. It's not very strong. So therefore, pretty much everything's neutral, nothing huge there. And as you can see right now, the oscillators are pretty neutral. I don't really use the awesome oscillator much, but that oscillator really only matters if it crosses the zero line, if it goes from negative to positive or positive to negative. It's neutral right now because I think it's been negative for on the daily for a while now. So the moving averages, the exponential moving average for 10 days is slightly above the simple moving average for 10 days, meaning that the momentum is in a slight upward shift. It's not very much above, so it's a slight upward shift. The exponential moving average for 20 days is slightly below, which means it's like slightly bearish. Same thing for 30 days. 50 days, the 50 days is still below. So like 20, 30, and 50, it looks like they are actually below the simple moving average, which means the momentum is generally downward. But if you're actually looking at the exponential moving average for 10 days, it's actually upward. I don't really see this as much of a buy. The directional index isn't very strong with this either. So my guess is like they're weighting the 10 more heavily than the 20 and the 30. I don't know if I really agree with this on the daily. I mean, I do agree with this just because I know that futures are actually expiring tomorrow morning. So we could actually move higher. That's why I agree with this. Otherwise, if I looked at this, I'm not really sure if I would agree with this. It's actually very close, and it's a very weak buy for them. But if it wasn't me knowing that the futures are probably holding Bitcoin down, I would actually put it as a slight sell. But right now, I am actually on a buy because I know the futures are actually expiring tomorrow morning. So on the week, the oscillators are neutral, 59, 73, and 69. They're all neutral. Their average directional index is also not very strong. I would say it's more bordering on slightly overbought, but not really. The stochastic, once again, is like a little below 80, so it's bordering on overbought, but not really. The commodity channel index is still between 100 and negative 100, so it's really not like overbought. And once again, that's what it actually says in the oscillators right now. The moving averages, the 10-day is also slightly, the 10-week is also slightly above the simple, and the 20-week and the 30-week are also slightly above the simple. So in terms of moving averages, it is actually a fairly strong buy, which means overall it is a buy rating on the weekly. So if you're buying on the weekly, especially because this week's the last week of the month, so if you're actually looking at the weekly, I would say it's a fairly strong buy right now. If you're looking at the 1 month, the commodity channel index is now over 100, which means it's actually overbought. But the average directional index is 47, which isn't extremely strong, but it's also not extremely weak. The relative strength index at 67 and 78 is very, very close, bordering on overbought. So you could actually make a fairly strong argument that they are actually, you should actually sell based on the oscillators. But if the average directional index was just a little bit stronger, I would say this is a bigger trend. And on the 1 month, you should still buy. Right now, for me, I'm kind of neutral right now. Actually, no, I'm actually at a buy overall. Like if I look at it, because I think December is going to be a good month. But in terms of the oscillators, I can see why they say it's kind of a sell. In terms of the moving averages, the exponential moving average for 10 months is lower than the simple moving average, and I don't agree with this buy thing. I think that would actually be a sell because the momentum is shifting down due to the exponential moving average is being lower than the simple moving average. However, on the 20 and the 30, they are way, way above the simple moving average in terms of months. So overall, I would still say it's a buy on the moving average. Also, December usually has been one of the better months. And after the options expiry tomorrow, I do think there's a lot of people just waiting to get in. So I am actually agreeing that it is a fairly decent buy right now on the monthly. So both on the daily, weekly, and monthly, I would rate it a buy, mainly because I know the futures are expiring tomorrow morning. The India news has me sort of worried, but not really. I think that's like short-term FUD. And the FSA and other officials have said like they're not going to do a blanket ban on crypto. When they say private coins, what they mean is like any coin that's not issued by the government. So that would include all cryptocurrencies. They're essentially doing what China does because they're trying to promote their CBDC, which I think is a really, really bad idea. But I'm not in charge of the Indian government, so I don't really get to make those decisions. If you look at the shorts and longs, the shorts have actually gone down by about 300 since yesterday. The longs have stayed about the same. So we're at about a 12 to 1, 13 to 1 ratio. It's quite a bit lower than what we had a couple of days ago, but it is slightly higher than where we were yesterday. So I think people are catching on that after the futures actually expire, they do kind of expect to go up. The shorts aren't very high anyways. So I don't think many people actually took away their shorts, but they did go down a little bit since yesterday. Not very much move there, though, at all. So that's kind of like the technical analysis side. Like I said, fundamentally, I still think there's a lot of companies waiting to get on, a lot of companies waiting to jump into metaverses, new investment opportunities lining up. And countries are like Kazakhstan is actually talking about building a nuclear facility just to mine Bitcoin. And other countries are looking to adopt crypto as as legal tender, as well as like the United States, like senators opening more up to crypto as well. And the bipartisan letter sent a couple of weeks ago asking for better conditions for the regulation of crypto definitely has me more bullish. So fundamentally, I still think it's fairly strong. With the caveat of the Indian Parliament stuff, I'm going to be keeping a close eye on that. So I'm still very bullish for December, probably for January and February as well. Maybe not so much afterwards. So that's the outlook for right now. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.